Welcome, everybody. If you're thinking about buying a home this year, you've come to the right place. Today, I'm going to walk you through step by step through the entire process from the moment you decide that you're going to buy a home all the way to holding the keys in your hand, putting it into the lock, and opening your door. If you don't know who I am, my name is Matt Bergdorf. I'm a real estate agent here in Las Vegas, and I help people relocate into the Las Vegas area. So I'll break it into clear stages so you know exactly what to expect, what to do, and how to avoid the most common pitfalls. As a quick note, I am not a lawyer or a lender. I am just your real estate agent. So a lot of this information is going to be accessible on Google. If you wish to do and fact check me, by all means, go right ahead. But always confirm these details with your lender, your title and escrow company, or any other professional that you have on your real estate team when it comes to your purchase. Okay, so let's jump in. First things first, preparing phase. This is where you need to define your goals before we look at even one single house. You need to be crystal clear as to what you're buying. Is this a lifestyle purchase? Is this an investment property? Is it a school purchase? We need to be in the school zone. What about your commute to work? Do you need more space for your family? Do you need a cul-de-sac? Do you need a pool? Do you need a single story, a two-story? Write down your must-haves, your nice-to-haves, and your deal breakers. So three sections. Next is going to be your budget versus your comfort zone. Okay. Your budget, remember, what you can qualify for isn't always what you should spend. Instead of just thinking about the purchase price, think about like what your monthly payment will look like. When we put together your monthly payment, we want to reverse engineer what that looks like. So, what is the principal and interest? What are your property taxes? What about your home owner's insurance? What about maybe your HOA dues, if there are any? What about mortgage insurance? Those are like five different figures of that go into the payment as a total. So we want to make sure that what the end goal here, you feel comfortable and sleep comfortably at night. I don't want you stressing every month trying to figure out how you're going to come up with all of this money to pay down your mortgage every month. Pre-approval is the first thing. After tell me what you need in the house, I need a pre-approval. The most powerful tool before you shop is a true, fully underwritten pre approval from a local lender. That means that they have done an exhaustive analysis on you as an individual. They have your income, your assets, your credit score, your employment, and everything's been verified. This gives you leverage when you make an offer and prevents surprises down the road. We need this in place first. You need to speak with your lender about the different loan options. Are you doing a conventional loan, FHA, VA, or maybe we're out in the country, we're getting a USDA? That's rare for me, but it might be a thing. Factor in what does your down payment look like and what do closing costs? That's like 2 to 4% of the purchase price. It's a lot of money. Ask your lender about what your interest rate might be and what it would look like when we lock and whether or not buying discount points makes sense. It's prepaying your interest before the loan even starts. Next, we're going to look at building your team. Buying a home isn't a solo person team. It is a team sport. So here is what you are going to need as an individual buying on a team sport of real estate. You're going to need me as your buyer's agent. I handle like scheduling your showings and I have the contracts. I work on the negotiation. I'm going to work on your strategy for your offers. What about number two is going to be your lender? They make sure the financing is solid from start to finish. Number three is going to be title and escrow. They handle all of the earnest money. They do the title search. They make sure the title is clean, and they can transfer the title from the seller to the buyer. Your insurance broker. You want to make sure you shop your insurance policy and make sure it fits the needs of the loan. Number five will be your inspectors. These vendors are people that are going to, come into the home and do an inspection, and they're going to come up with what you're going to do after that with your expert expect, like your roofers, your HVAC, your pool guys. This team keeps the process smooth and protects you every single step of the way. So when we go into the home search and home tours, your search strategy is when we search, we want to make sure we do this strategically. At the macro level, like the big overarching level, we want to look at your community, your schools, your commute times, amenities that are within the community, and your overall lifestyle fit. Because if you are not going to fit in that community, you're not going to have a great time. You might, but if you want to be more involved, you need something that fits. If we look at the micro level, like what is the street traffic? What about exterior noise? What are the HOA rules? What is the condition of the property? And what about future costs, potential costs? When we tour homes, I want you to bring all five of your senses. I want you to look outside, look at the roof, look at the paint, look at the grade the house is on. Check inside. Are there any odors? Do you see anything that might be potentially eye popping we need to take care of? Um, Glance at all of your systems. Look at your HVAC, look at the water heater, look at the electrical panel. You know, consider the layout of the home. Does it fit what you're looking to have in your lifestyle? Is it a home built in the 80s where each room has its own space? Or do you want a more newer home that has open layout? We'll also think ahead what might need to be repaired or replaced in the next 5 years. Again, roof, AC, flooring. This helps you budget realistically. We want to make sure there's no major costs right after you buy the house. Four is when we make an offer on a property. Once you've found the right home, we craft a data driven offer. We analyze comparable sales data, we're going to adjust it for the condition, size, location. So that way you're not overpaying for the property. An offer that will include things like what is the purchase price going to be? It's not just the offer doesn't just be purchase price. There's other things about it. Purchase price. What is the earnest money going to be? What type of financing are we using with the lender? What is the final down payment going to look like? What contingencies do we need to have? What inspections, appraisals, loan approval? Like all these things have a timeline, and we need these all in the offer. Inclusions like what specific appliances or pool equipment that need to stay with the house. Timing. How fast do we close? When do we get the keys? Whether the seller needs more flexibility on a lease back or also known as a rent back. Do you need a rent back or do you need to sell your home first? In a competitive market, we might use things like an escalation clause or a flexible closing date, or even uh, offer the seller might offer you credits towards your closing costs or a rate buy down. That's more of a buyer's market strategy. So escalation for seller's market, seller credit for a buyer's market. The goal here is to make your offer attractive while still protecting your goals and your interests that fit in with what we're looking to buy here. When we go into our negotiation and going under contract, negotiation is finding what the seller values most, typically price. Sometimes it's price and speed. Certainty and convenience are also part of the piecemeal thing here with our offer, and delivering that without giving up your protections. We want to make sure you're protected the whole way through. Once you're under contract, the clock officially starts. We open escrow. The first thing you need to do is wire your earnest money, whether it's $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, whatever it is. It needs to be in within 2 business days, more often than not. We have to schedule our inspection. That's the next thing. The lender orders their appraisal. That's the third thing. And then we're going to get our HOA disclosure document. It's called a resale package. And all these things are going to start coming in. You're going to get flooded with information. The due diligence period is when the minute we open escrow and have an official contract for typically 10 days. That's a negotiable term. So we have to get these days. We have to pack in a lot of stuff in this short amount of period and make sure that you are comfortable with the house. The general inspection is going to be a top to bottom check of the property. From there, we may do specialized inspections. This is going to be your roof, your sewer, your pool, your pest, your HVAC, that windows. Like those are specialty items. The report is going to be long, 150 pages. That is normal. We focus on the health and safety of the house and the big ticket items. Then we bring these estimates that we get with these specialty inspectors, and we negotiate repairs, credits, or some sort of concession. Um, Next is the appraisal. Your lender orders the appraisal to verify the value of the home. If the value comes in at or above the contract price, great, we have nothing to worry about. If it comes in low, we're going to have to go back to the negotiation table. Sometimes the seller will lower their purchase price to the value of the appraisal. Sometimes we need to meet in the middle. And occasionally, you might have to cover the difference. Maybe the seller won't agree to drop the price, and you'll have to cover the difference with cash. Is that even a viable option for you? So that's the negotiation part. Title and escrow, meanwhile, they're going to ensure the seller has clear ownership of the property and that there are no surprises with liens or easements that may exist on this property. Wire safety is critical here. Never trust last minute emailed wire instructions without confirming it directly with escrow and title. You must make sure that is exactly right because we don't want water fraud. Insurance. Finally, when we lock in your homeowner's insurance, you want to make sure that this payment is accurate and that there are no last minute surprises, and that obviously fits the contingencies of the loan. We want to make sure everything fits perfectly. When it comes to, let's talk about the financing and loan finalization. So, while inspections and appraisals happen and all of these lenders are working all the final approvals, expect to be updating your pay stubs, bank statements, or explanation of deposits. Um, do not, during this period, do not, under any circumstances, open a new credit card. Do not finance a car. Do not go get furniture. Do not finance furniture. Do not move a lot of money around. Like, it makes sense if it's regular purchases on a day to day, like on a month to month basis, but do not be moving $15,000 from one account to another account. They're going to ask what you did and why you did it. And then before we close, you're going to get a closing disclosure, which is a breakdown of your loan, your terms, cash to close, monthly payment. Review it carefully. I'll help you. I'll walk you through all this. It's not hard, but you have to make sure you see that closing disclosure. Once underwriting clears all conditions, you'll hear those magical words, which is you've been cleared to close. The closing process. As closing approaches, we schedule things like the final walkthrough. We'll confirm the home is in the same condition that we saw the house, we got it under contract. Or if there are repairs that were made, we want to make sure that those are completed to the agreed upon status, and that everything that we said in the contract is there. So if the stove needs to stay or the microwave or whatever, it needs to stay there. Um, Closing itself has three steps. You need to sign your loan and your closing documents at title. You could do a mobile one, but you're gonna have another charge. Just go into title and get it signed. Your lender, you're gonna put in your down payment into escrow. The lender then sends in the rest of the money. The third piece is the deed will be recorded at the county level. At that moment, you are officially the homeowner. And yes, that is when I meet you at the property and hand you your keys. And you get to live in your house and live freely, do whatever you want to do, live happily ever after. After we close, once you're a homeowner, there's still a short list of to-dos that you need to have done. First things first, I always help coordinate this, but make sure that you transfer all of your utilities and make sure that everything is set up to start when you get the keys or the day that you get the keys. I recommend that you change your locks and update any addresses. That way, the banks and the offices and the subscription stuff that you have all go to the right place. Um, Store your closing documents securely. Get a fireproof safe and put all of your documents in there. If you need new appliances or new internet, get those things ordered so that they get there on time. If you needed any sort of service or repair done, you can get that done. Get your gutters, whatever the case may be, get that done. Um, Check your local tax benefits, like a homestead exemption. This could have some, you know, good savings in the long run. So check that. Here in Nevada, we have a homestead, so you can absolutely do a homestead. I can hand you some information on that as well. Some special notes. Let's just cover a couple other minor miscellaneous things. New construction buyers, builders, contracts are very different. We'll review those timelines. There's a design center with upgrades and inspections along the way. So that's different. You actually come up with a lot and a purchase price. Then you go get the design center stuff done, and that is an addendum to the first purchase price. There's okay. That pretty much covers everything in the entire process, broken down step by step. Um, I hope this was helpful. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button for more real estate tips. Drop any questions in the comments down below, or you could email me, or you could send me a text, or you could call me. Any one of them. Just get in touch with me if you have any questions about the home buying process. I do have a full relocation guide down in the description below. This helps with things like checklist, full timeline inspection planner. The whole thing is in there. So you could comment down below if you want me to send it to you directly, or you could click the link and then it'll take you right to the thing, and you could pop in your stuff and get the thing emailed right to you. I also have a buyer's guide if you like the buyer's guide. Same thing, it's the same process. Just tell me you want the buyer's guide. And other than that, thank you for watching, and we'll see you at the next video.